Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay. Hey. Okay, I'm with Genese. She's the best you see. Whether you need mugs or a backdrop, you can get it, and it's easy because she's excellent. You're going to see it. She's so opulent.
Don't do that.
She says she's Genese.
And I keep the peace.
No, you got to rap it.
But I don't have you had a bar. Like.
That was a bar. Peace is everybody's bar. Who wants peace? Raise your hand. You see what I'm saying? Everybody raising their hand. I love you, my girl. What's up, beautiful people? Estoy muy emocionada para ti. So excited to be here with you all. I am Ohavia, and welcome to yet another episode of the cOHllab. Y'all already know with this entire series, I've been bringing to you the best of the best in their industries, with their businesses. And listen, we don't call anybody local. They have local impact with global vision. And today, you all get to meet the next, honestly, the now in all things industries, merchandising. When you think about your favorite mug, what comes to mind? Is it the logo, the color? When you think about going to Essence Fest, you know those gorgeous backdrops that you take your cutesy pictures on? Or maybe you've been to a work seminar and you're like, wow, I really like this step and repeat. How did that come to be? Well, Genese, this woman, the CEO of Emerald Vinyl, we're going to get to know her. And also, if you would like to order any of those things I mentioned and more, we got you. Genese.
I got you.
What's up?
Hi, Swiss.
You know I had to brag about you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it.
You had to.
Thank you.
When y'all see them fluent in the language of me, dije lo que dije mugs.
Not too many people knew that, though. I'm behind the scenes for a lot of people's brands.
I know.
Believe it or not.
Even though I've been tagging.
I appreciate it.
Always tag. Yeah, don't play with me. I definitely believe in giving credit where it's due. Because we have to remember that.
Yes, you do.
Right?
You definitely do. You have to always remember where you came from.
Yeah.
People get, so caught up in the moment. They're like, oh, yeah, I made it here on my own sacrifices. No,
Yeah.
you have to credit people as you come along. So,
yes.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad you said that because, I can't even talk about my own business or brand without the people who have helped me along the way. And that's really the mugs. That's really the boxes. Even for the O team.
And the jackets.
Yes. And the banner.
Yes. You still have that?
Girl, yes. But that's how it's supposed to go, y'all. So, you know what's funny? This is an episode, but real quick commercial break. Don't be afraid to give credit. Y'all got to give credit to people who blessed you and helped you along the journey. Okay. Absolutely. We back. Yes. Genese.
Yes, my
I'm
love.
so excited.
Same here.
Thank you so much for saying yes.
No, thank you for having me, sis.
Of
I've
course.
been wanting to do this for a while, but I've always been nervous, and then schedule conflicts and stuff like that. So
it's okay.
I'm here.
You're just a mogul. Of course, schedule conflicts. So so let's get into it, my sis, because so one of the things I love about the cOHllab is we ask about origin story. Because you can't talk about, like you just said, where you currently are without backtracking, remembering, being grateful for, gratitude. What piece of advice would you tell your younger self in your business journey?
Give yourself grace and never stop wanting to learn. We become comfortable in where we are, and sometimes people just don't realize, with that, they stop learning, they stop yearning to want to know more or evolve. They be like, okay, we're here, we're good. Yeah. And then you'll see somebody come right from behind you and pass you by and surpass you because you're not trying to stay in the moment. But one of my biggest things is giving yourself grace. Learn how to forgive yourself is one of those things. I am my biggest critic.
Girl, raise your hand if you're your biggest critic.
I am my biggest critic, and it's one of those things where it's, forgive yourself, move on. Let's learn from it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I definitely would say. If I had to talk to my younger self, it would definitely be giving myself a little bit more grace. Yeah. My husband said his response would be patience.
Oh, yeah, that's another one.
With patience comes tribulation.
A lot of people don't realize that, right, Genese?
They don't realize that.
I agree with that.
Yes. It's not something that you wake up with in the morning. You're just like, oh, yeah, now I have patience. No, you have to endure something in order for you to obtain it. 100%. So, yes.
And I agree. And it's funny you talk about this. I think one of the examples I always cite, and I saw this on social media, but you pray for patience, God put you in traffic. It's not, you're not going to get the thing without the tribute. So here's the thing. You own an incredible business, Emerald Vinyl. Yes. You are literally the centerpiece for a lot of events and businesses here in the city of Charlotte. Yes. There's been things I've been hosting. I've seen your work there. And I'm like, right?
Yes.
take us back. Why the business of mugs and step and repeats?
It was an accident. It was an accident. That wasn't part of the plan. None of it was. Just to kind of give you backstory, well, I used to be a corporate paralegal, and when I moved from New York, I moved down here. I said, what do I want to do now? I said I wanted to leave that alone because I wanted to venture into something else. And I have a degree in economics, and I was just like, what more did I want to do with that?
Yeah.
And so I moved down here, and I remember driving on I-95, and I had no job lined up. And I said, Lord, I am having a Peter moment. I'm going to trust you. I need to step off this boat and onto the water.
Come on.
And I'm going to need you to catch me. Because I don't know nobody down in Charlotte other than my sister. And I need you to direct my steps. And so we moved down here. My husband wanted to do HVAC. And it required him to go to school full time.
Okay.
So, you use the resources that you have.
Yeah.
Which are my hands.
Yeah.
I've always been a crafty person. And
y'all, the preaching has already begun.
You have the tools that you need. You already are possessed with the tools that you need to excel in anything. So if it's your gift or gap, you already are, God already blessed you with those talents. So I had to understand that I already had the talents with my hands.
Yeah.
And so I used to make T-shirts, and I was selling them on Etsy.
Yeah.
And we used to buy our materials from Michael's. So I'm leading you up to the whole entire thing.
We love this here at the cOHllab. Let her cook.
So with that being said, I would buy my materials from Michael's, and I would, I'm like, I only get a little bit of materials for a lot of money. I'm like, I'm not going to make no money this way.
Yeah.
So from there, I said, you know what? Let me start figuring out what I needed to do to purchase the materials to make T-shirts and stuff like that. So I reached out to some local vendors and distributors and, found out what it took. And then I said, okay, we started off with a basket. We started selling vinyl from out of the back of my car. And I just had my Altima. I was meeting people in the Walmart parking lot.
Yeah.
And, I know there was Seafood Connection during the time. And I would meet in their parking lot, and I would sell them a sheet of vinyl. And they would go off and they would make their T-shirts. And from there, I went into Happy Cat, which is now HK Crafts in Northlake.
Nice.
And from there, it was just like we started to grow and grow and grow. And then we started sharing spaces with people.
Yeah.
Until now we have a storefront, and we're now looking for a warehouse.
Yeah.
But in the midst of all of that, we had to do a pivot because that business started to dry up.
Yeah.
And so we were like, well, what else can we do where we can be used?
Yeah.
And somebody came up to me and says, hey, can you wrap this? Or can you do this? Or can you do that? And I was just like, yeah, why not? You know? And so that's where the mugs came from.
Wow.
That's where the banners came from. That's where Genese, I know you can think outside the box. It allowed me to be creative in my own self.
Yeah.
And that's Emerald Vinyl.
Yes.
Emerald Vinyl, the name came from Emerald Beach in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
My husband and I got married on Emerald Beach in St. Thomas. With this being our first business venture together, we just named it after the beach. So that's where Emerald Vinyl came from.
Get the tissue. And also, Genese, there was so many gems dropped, right? Number one, I think about this idea of the hustle.
Yes.
That's one thing you and I have in common.
Yes,
I remember I was trapping T-shirts out the Nissan too. I just drove a Versa. But I love that because it speaks to how nothing is overnight. And if you really have something you're good at, everything has a start, and that's okay, right?
Absolutely.
I think the second thing I adore about your story too, Genese, is how you got into the journey in a way that, most people, it's creative, it's different, it's unique. It's like, sis was a corporate paralegal. Don't play with her.
Don't play with me. I know my paperwork.
And okay, and that's what I love about you, right? But the journey is so beautiful because everybody's journey is different, it's unique, and that's why it's so important not to compare. You don't know Genese's journey. Genese's journey is different from, but that's what I love about your testimony, my love, is it does show the uniqueness of it and how you are always where you need to be, which brings me to this question, some people say aha moment. I'm the kind of person what was the revelation? What was the, I guess where it all reached its head? It's this idea of, coming to fruition, speaking in existence.
Well, that's a twofold question.
Yeah.
But the aha moment was, you're just like me, where you're infectious with your personality.
Yeah.
And so people naturally gravitate towards you, and you want to in turn help everybody.
Yeah.
And so my aha moment was, you got to separate the friendship from business.
Yeah.
Because I was realizing that having a lot of people on the journey that was designed for one
Yeah.
was cluttering up my pathway, so I couldn't see my journey clearly. So believe it or not, I just had to kind of clean up house. And let's say you can't make friends along the way. Oh no, by no means. There's a sisterhood now, but it was just one of those things, identifying and allowing people to reveal themselves, because people will reveal themselves. I had this one instance, but I'm not going to go into it, where child.
But you know what? That's what I love about this podcast, because it's the truth. We tell the truth. And it's funny because you and I, that's where I think the elevation is coming from, because I also had to, clean house, move some things around. Because again, it's a part of fulfilling God's vision and making sure that you are being true to who you are, even in doing. So, girl, I understand. And I was saying, you're comfortable to say as little or as little, whatever you want.
And all it was just pretty much, it was just trying to get close, so then that way they can kind of figure out what, how to. So
that'd be the worst.
There's a snake in every clan. I'm just going to be honest with you.
That'd be the worst.
So you got to stay prayed up. You just got to kind of, ask God to show you who the people are. And so they reveal themselves, and, I kind of got rid of them. But it's okay. Life goes on. But that was my aha moment, where it was just like God was trying to propel me, but I was trying to take so many people. I had
with
so many.
You
know how Bag Lady, the song goes?
Yeah, you're going to hurt your back.
Okay.
Carrying on them bags like...
Exactly.
Huh?
So that's one of those things where it's just like, okay, everybody can't go on this journey with you.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind repeating that second part of your question.
No. It's perfect, because that actually was into the second question, because and see, that's why y'all got to listen to God when he be putting people together. And this is so beautiful, by the way. Thank you for this conversation. I am just like, I have chills. You spoke to it, and it's this idea of the revelation, the evolution of your business, however you get your aha moment, whatever you call it, it comes with clarity, and that comes with sometimes clearing people, habits, right? You got to make the way clear, and sometimes you got to move some things around.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But then there's also a thing where you have to kind of, for me, I had to stop pointing fingers and realizing what my downfalls were as well. Yeah. So I had to learn how to take ownership. Yeah. Everything's not everybody else's fault. It's me.
No, that's real.
It's me.
I'm not even going to hold you.
It's me. I'm wrong.
Yes.
Wrong. And owning it. And I came from not being that person.
Yeah.
So it was a growth process for me to be able to say, you know what, I was wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? And there's some people who forgave me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They who?
Some forgave me, some didn't. I don't care.
First of all, you did your part.
That part.
If I apologize, we back.
And that's it.
Yeah. And, thank you so much for just your authenticity on this, because I know that there are so many people watching, and they're like felt, right? Because along the journey, remember, we are called to stick to the vision and the mission, but the distractions along the way on this thing are insane, which leads me to my next question, G. Like, how do you navigate the challenges? I feel like, a lot on social media is selling the sexy side of entrepreneurship, that you can be poolside with a little laptop, you know what I'm saying, doing your big one, which is not impossible. But what I'm saying is there's levels, right? And even though God will allow you to enjoy it on every level, there's levels to it, right? But how do you handle the challenges in this realistic walk?
Well, the navigation part comes with discipline.
That's good.
It's hard. We give up a lot of our weekends because we're catering to events and everything else. So we've missed milestone events. We've missed, with the dedication, it's the determination and the sacrifice that comes along with it. It's not one of those things that you're going to say, okay, you know what, I got all these orders and I'm off this weekend. No, I'm working. People don't see that side. And they think that it's just the glamorous side. But how do I navigate through it? I have to keep myself accountable. Yeah. So believe it or not, I have a notepad in my phone and I write down notes.
Come on, notepad gang. Come on, notepad gang.
You have one too? Oh, okay.
Genese, go ahead. You keep going. You keep going with your beautiful self.
Yes.
Let me not show y'all too much, but you know what I'm saying? A little bit of this.
If I showed you mine.
Too much heat. Too much heat in there. Yeah, go ahead.
But I have one. Believe it or not, I have one too. And it just kind of like, okay, what do I have to work on? What is this? What is that? navigation.
Yeah. And the challenges of it all.
Oh, the challenges.
Holding yourself accountable. That's a good one.
Holding yourself accountable is
Girl,
very big.
Google Calendar.
Just being able to, one of the biggest things too
Mm-hmm.
is be holding yourself accountable and holding your customer accountable as
Oh.
well. So there's contracts. Hey, the paralegal in me came out, so there's contracts.
Yeah.
I have to be able to,
Yeah.
put it out there and just say, hey, you need me to do this service for you. This is
Yeah.
what you're going to get in exchange for my services.
Yes.
And the money that you pay, or whatever the case is, this is what you're going to get.
Yes.
And then I make sure that everything that's in there is, agreed upon, and
Yes.
you receive everything that you asked for.
Yes.
It's just not, I'm pulling out a Cricut or a silhouette. It's way past that.
Yeah.
These are people, production companies. These
Yeah.
are people's weddings. We're dealing with
Yeah.
monumental moments in some people's lives right now.
Yeah.
And so you got to make sure that you execute with excellence.
Absolutely, my love. And you got me. Ooh, I'm so excited. Teach me, what's a Cricut and silhouette? Those on the simpler grand scheme of things, like you're doing backdrops for conferences, right? So when you say Cricuts and silhouettes, it's like the
machines that you make the little t-shirts with.
Oh no, you beyond that.
Oh yeah, no, I don't even have one anymore.
but I'm so glad that you brought this up, because you're speaking to something that's also part of the journey, knowing when to let go.
You got to know when to let go.
Knowing when to let go. Gee, let me tell you, I'm in this season right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was something that I always did in my business that now I'm like, no, back burner, focus on now this level of it, and I'm seeing so much growth.
You have to.
You got to know when to let go.
You got to know how to let go, and growth is uncomfortable,
Ooh.
and it's uncomfortable. So my husband and I, we were talking about this morning, and he was just like, well, when you grow from a baby to an adult, your shoes no longer fit and your clothes no longer fit. And he's just like, these are the things that you now have to adjust for. So the Cricuts and silhouettes got me to a certain point, but now it's the graph text. They're like, what's that? It's the Sumas. Those are the professional grade cutters and the stuff
like at the Essence festivals are...
No, those are it's just a bigger scale thing.
Okay.
So when you're thinking about, if you're
Got
doing t-shirts or something, you're talking about something small.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about production, we're talking bigger.
Yes.
We need to have bigger machines. We need to
like
have bigger equipment.
200 times, right?
If necessary.
Yeah.
Yes. To be able to fulfill some of these things. Yes.
Wow.
So you have to invest in yourself as well.
Yeah.
That's where that continue to want to learn comes with it as well. So you can't just sit there and say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna become a billionaire and I still have a Cricut at home. No. You have to be able to grow and invest back into your business. It will propel your business further. Absolutely.
You be dropping the gem in the gem while you're talking about the gem, Genese, and I'm like, but it's true.
Yes.
It's true. And I'm glad you brought that up. I feel like I'm in a season now in my business where, there's a lot of increase in my life, but a lot of people don't realize I really attribute a lot of that increase to I had to pay more for X. Investing in that, right? And y'all, please don't sleep. Like, I don't want to paint the picture. I ain't no false prophet. Like, even a little payment plan be blessing me, because I'm an entrepreneur, working in media, always give deposits, but you know what I'm saying? So don't sleep on the journey, but you have to get in the habit. I think everybody has to practice the muscle of sewing into yourself.
You have to.
Before you ask for $1,000, have you ever paid $1,000 for something?
Ooh.
I'm saying, but this is how, it was downloaded to me. Like, wait a minute, Ohavia, before you ask for X, have you ever invested X?
You have to.
Yikes.
You have to. It's one of those things, going back to what I said at the beginning with my story, we started from a basket.
Yeah.
So we're asking for a warehouse. You have to. You cannot say, you know what, with the basket,
good.
we're going to stay right here.
Yeah.
Because you put a cap on yourself, on your growth. You don't know what you're capable of doing unless you invest back into yourself.
Yeah.
Things that we didn't even realize we can do. Now we're sitting here stringing up lights and people could see.
At the Usher concert.
That part right there. Sitting there on the floor soldering something together, playing with electricity.
Yeah.
Things that I did not think that I was capable of doing. But like I said, God gave me the tools.
Yes.
My hands. It's not something I bought. I didn't. It was me. So many people are sitting there and they're worrying about what the next person is doing, and that's their gift. That's their ministry. So you're watching them and you don't know but God gave them a gift already that was designed for them.
Yeah.
That's their path and their journey. So you're trying to copy somebody where you need to be true to yourself. You know how the saying goes, you was born an original, don't die a copy, beloved. Okay.
We'll be back after this commercial break. Yo. Genese.
Yes, my love.
let me reset. That, baby, crown. And you know, it has to be said because along this series, G, when I tell you, I think the biggest thing I wanted people to take from this was, one, you're not alone, but two, you're not in competition with nobody. Everybody's on their own singular journey, and adding competition into it, you're adding static to your own future.
Absolutely.
Mind your business, let people collaborate where it makes sense.
Yes.
But you have no right to be like, well, she on and I'm, hey.
We've all done it though. We've all done it where we may look at somebody else and you're like, but God already has a plan for you.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm not preaching on your podcast today, but I'm just sitting here telling you.
Girl, it gotta be me or you.
But it's one of those things that, you know, you don't know what he has in store for you. You just need to follow through with it. And so the person that you're watching, you could surpass them.
Yes.
Just continue working in your purpose. People don't realize that. Just continue doing what you were designed to do.
Yes.
And everything will work out.
It will.
So many people ask me, you miss law? And I was just like, I don't miss it at all.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying what it is that I do.
Yeah.
And the comparison between the two is that I still get to serve.
Yeah.
I've always served. I've served as a paralegal. So I was the Robin to Batman.
Yeah.
And how I'm now the Robin to other businesses and people who are with their brands and being able to, I am behind the scenes trying to make sure you look good.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Well, let me tell y'all something. She make me look good. Not make. Baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. To God be the glory.
To God be the glory. I'm so glad I met you. To God be the glory.
I met you just on a humbug, on a DM.
Yes. And I'm so grateful for the D of DMs.
Yes.
Okay. I love to end the podcast on advice.
Yes.
You know, there are a lot of the amazing familia who are first in their family, a lot of the ones who own businesses. And you know what I love too? My favorite demographic too is the ones who work the 9-to-5s, but they also own businesses. I see you. We have creativepreneurs holding down so much. I love giving words of advice so people don't feel alone. What's some words of advice that you would give the entrepreneur from your heart?
The world wasn't built in a day. And even with the world being built, even God took rest. Make sure you pay attention to your mental health. Make sure you sit there and you take those vacations that you need to take vacations, because while you're building your empire, make sure that you don't crash out, because that's what it is. We get so caught up in wanting to make sure that we put so much time into it where I've crashed out.
Yeah.
Where I did a huge event, shameless plug. We did the Color Purple premiere in Charlotte. And after that, I didn't sleep for so long after it.
Yeah.
Before it, that right after the premiere, like my body completely shut down.
Wow.
And I was sick for like maybe a week. And I was just like, you have to sit there and you have to put in, you have to sit there and give yourself, I can't, no.
I love how you said they got to put in, no. But we would love to have you travel here. No. Yeah.
No. I mean, they always say, all money's not good money, but it's not even so much that. But sometimes your mental health, and you already know if you're at your breaking point, you have to sit there and say, you know what, I cannot. Because either one or two things are going to happen. I'm going to give you something at the expense of me sacrificing myself, which is more detrimental to me, or I'm going to give you something that's subpar, and then the relationship between us is damaged. Yeah. So I'd rather just say, you know what, but it took me a long time to get there.
Girl, us, you mean. Because again, we're all learning, right?
It took me a while to get there.
And it takes a while, because you got to think, to be or go to a certain level, that mogul, it equals out the same opposition. Yes. Mogul level opposition. Yeah. What they always say, new level, new level, new devil. Come on. So, I'm glad you're sharing this, because it really is like, it's a part of the journey.
It is. Like I said, you have to be able to find those places. And like I said, the world wasn't built in a day, so don't think that you're going to build your empire in a day as well. Yeah.
So good.
Yes, you have to make sure you find time to sleep. Make sure you focus on that, and then journal everything. I know I do. Oh, yeah. So then that way I could just say, okay, you know what? Here's where I picked up from. I want to do a little bit more. Maybe I want to work on my social media a little bit more. Maybe I want to, put this out there. Maybe I want to work on my stories. It's not going to all happen in one day. Yeah. And it's okay.
And that's okay.
And it's okay. So,
ladies and gentlemen, her, Genese from Emerald Vinyl. Let me tell y'all right now. This is a live review. 10 out of 10, 5 stars. Again, having worked with her with mugs and my own merchandising, you know, and even the journey of how much she's taught me. And I'm just so grateful. And
we're so much alike.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe we're both first generation entrepreneurs.
First gen entrepreneurs.
We're both of West Indian
We both
descent.
are. Well, you done know. What else? And we both got big hearts.
Absolutely. And being able to sit there and tell our family, like, this is not something that's a fly-by-night. I want you to...
Real quick.
A lot of West Indian families... I don't know if it's just our culture, though. But
I think because maybe we grew up in it, but I'm with you. I think that is... It might be. I'm going to just say this. It was always doctor, lawyer, teacher, nurse. Make sure when you go home, you make the money. Yeah. Bring the money back.
And study your maths.
And study... And make sure you pass your grade. Because are you going to pay for school? Or you have to pay for school?
And it was always, you have to work for somebody else mentality.
Yes.
It was always, you worked for somebody.
Yes.
Even if you was a doctor, you still worked for somebody, but you was considered esteemed.
Yes.
But when you said, I'm going to, what's an entrepreneur? It took me 2 years.
What's an entrepreneur? What that? That's what my grandpa said.
It took me 2 years to tell my father. It took me 2 years.
Oh, so you didn't tell him for 2 years?
2 years.
Okay.
Because I was so scared. I was just like...
The fear of what? The disappointment? Because that is a Caribbean... I mean, I understand. Yeah.
So it was more or less like, you know, is he going to accept that? Mm. And so I had to make sure that when I presented it to him that I was well established in some kind of way and bringing in some kind of income. Because he would have been like, huh?
What, you do this for fun?
Yeah, go back to work. Exactly. So
I would have said that.
Yeah. So this pays your bills, you know. Those are the things that they would say.
Yeah, it's true.
And they make the face to go
with. It's the. Will, you got this camera?
It's the face that comes with the question.
Followed by the look. Here she come. Here she come. Here she go. Here she go.
Exactly.
That's the one. That's the. She make her own money.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly. But then when they see how it all unfolds, they're the biggest cheerleaders you end up having. And it's the most craziest thing. It's the most toxic, beautifulest thing in the world.
I needed that because that's happening in my family.
Yeah. Child, I told you.
First one's like, what is that? No, nobody's doing that. You should know. That's stupid. You don't have the look. You don't have the... Now it's popping and now that's my... But we love everybody.
Yes, we...
Welcome to the cOHllab, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
But you know what I think the biggest thing what I love about what Genese brought up is y'all be encouraged. Because there's a lesson even in that too. This idea of, you know, one of the Drake bars, you know, you don't do it for the men never notice, you just do it for yourself, you the coldest. I say let's just plural, like let's just make it general. You can't do it for them. They don't ever notice. You just do it for yourself. You the coldest. Yes. Because at the end of the day, you know, leading with doing it for people and eyes and acceptance, you'll be waiting a long time for that. You'll be waiting a long time. So just commit to God, the purpose, the vision, and let him move you.
Like the saying goes, make your plans plain upon the tables.
Ooh.
So it's just, yeah.
Genese.
Yes, love.
Y'all, okay, if you would love to... Baby, we need a collection offering plate. We need an offering plate.
I love to. I look forward to being able to work with so many more people.
And Will.
Yes.
And Will, which leads me to you. Let me tell you, I got a lot of business owners on the line, a lot of creativepreneurs, even those who do events. This is the woman you have to tap in with. Follow on all social at Emerald Vinyl. That's EMERALD VIN.
YL.
Period. All right. So please follow and lock in. And also, yes, submit all inquiries the proper way, the way that she prefers. Yes. Because let me tell you all, you will not be disappointed. Again, we named a few from Usher, my own experiences. Maybe you need corporate boxes. I mean, the list goes on. Definitely tap in with Genese. Yes. And yes. Anywhere else we can support besides social?
That's really it for the most part. Just social. Hey, if you never gave me a try, give me a try. Let me show you what I can do for you.
Oh.
Hey. Hey, a little razzle dazzle.
That sound like I'm stepping to the front lines. And I love it. All right, familia, I love you so much. Thank you all for rocking with us in this entire series. You know the saying where they say you save the best for last? Well, yes, we're moving on to something new, but I don't want to spoil it for you all. I want to say thank you so much for being the best part of this series.
Thank you.
I was intentional about, culminating this incredible, successful series with Genese because she was someone along my journey that helped me elevate. And I'm going to leave you with this before we get to the next series. But again, give credit where it's due. Mind your business. Make sure that you just focus on what God is giving you, and that is more than enough to keep you company. And please, you all, remember, we do this work better together. I think about Psalms 133, this idea that God smiles when we are in community, when we're in harmony, right? So listen, collab intentionally, collab with purpose, and wait for God to align it. Don't be an opportunist, all right? Mm-hmm. And I love you all so much, and I can't wait to see you on the next. Where we going? We going everywhere.
Yeah.
We going up.
Look, I'm probably going to bump into you in another event a couple of days.
First of all, I don't even know why she's saying that, because she is going to bump into me at another event. And I already know what it is. But I'm excited. But I love you all. Can't wait to see you on the next series. Listen, if you would love to keep this going, or if you want another season, or if you're saying, oh, you missed my business, I got you. Go ahead, email me, hello@ohaviaphillips.com. We'd love to hear about what you have going on, but follow on all things at Ohavia Phillips. Yeah, because I'm cooking. I love you guys. Jesus loves you more. See y'all.